Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Legion Pro, all the women's events, and as well mentioning the Masters winners. This was a huge show, and what a great preview of Olympia, which is only a couple weeks away. All of the athletes looked incredible. Now, speaking of Olympia, this is in next year's qualification period. They don't have those rules up yet, but I'm presuming it's going to be the same as what it was for the 2024 year. So last year's top three will be qualified, and then the winner of all of the open division categories within the qualification period, whatever that may be for 2025, will also qualify. Now, the Masters, of course, have their own Olympia and their own method of qualifying for it. So we're focusing mostly on our open division winners. So let's begin with fitness. In first place, Allison, second, Kristen, third, Corinna, fourth, Jenny, and fifth, Renee. And looking carefully at the scores, it was an easy, clear win for Allison. She got first place in the physique round as well as her routine. So she swept the floor. She did amazing. So beginning with Renee in fifth place, she looks absolutely beautiful. She's so pretty. She's got great conditioning. I love all the detail in her leg, her torso, the side, her serratus, her abs, lots of nice definition coming through. Her shoulder looks beautiful, really nice and round, nice and full. Great curve in the shoulder, looking nice with the curve of her glute. Her suit is very pretty, great colors. I want to get a closer look at it, honestly. It's very beautiful. But I'm not crazy about the posing. I don't like that her hand is covering the glute. I think we're losing that nice silhouette of her back. I think there's too much hair in front on her shoulder. I'm not allowed to see her delt definition, the curve and fullness of the delt. It's just throwing off that whole V shape and also the symmetry. I'm seeing so much of this side and so little of the other side. I think she also has such a small waist, she could absolutely be a little less sideways. Let us see more of her abs and more of the back leg. So this pose to me is just too much of a profile shot. But what we see is so good. Great definition, nice size, great curves. I think she looks really good. Here's a look at her routine. Love the tartan. So colorful and bright. All right, next and fourth is Jenny, and she looks amazing. So muscular, so fit, very lean. There's vascularity. There's crazy definition coming through in her quads. She's got really nice size into her legs in particular. I noticed that in the lineup. Beautiful ab definition. Her obliques are really crazy. I love that her hair is up. It's still down and feminine and pretty and a little bit in front, but there's not so much hair over her shoulders that you're not getting a good look at her delts. So I think it looks great. She's posing really well here. I think you see her V-taper really nicely. The lats look nice. Great curves in the arm. Beautiful size into the glutes. I wouldn't mind if there was just a tiny bit more curve right here. It's almost like the glute starts to slope. I wonder if that's something she could just pop the hip a little more. I don't know. I don't know how you would do it, but just have a little bit more roundness right in there. But otherwise, I think she looks really quite fabulous. A great fourth place. There's a look at her routine, like a beautiful mermaid. Gorgeous. All right, next and third is Corinna. Fantastic. I love all the detail we're getting in this leg all the way through to her glute. She's got a groove right on her hip here. It looks awesome. Beautiful definition. Nice tiny waistline. Great V shape. I'm not crazy about how wide she has her hand and her arm. I feel that if the hand was a little closer to the glute, still a curved shape if she wants, but I find right now my eyes being drawn so far out from her body and it's not doing anything for the shape. I think she could have a little bit more of a relaxed arm and it would just keep everything nice and in on her silhouette. I also find that in this particular pose, the glute could come a little further out. I'm not sure if that's more of an angle that she could be at, just to really make the glute look full and round and really add that balance with the lat. But I'm loving everything about her. I think the conditioning is fantastic. The suit is beautiful. Her hair looks great. Her makeup, big smile. Her tan looks really nice too. I think her skin looks like a beautiful, rich color with lots of gloss and sheen. So this was a great third place. There's a look at her routine. Very colorful. Next is Kristen in second. She looks fantastic. I love her suit. It's such a great color with the backdrop. The dark outline in the crystals is just gorgeous. It's very luxurious looking. Fits her beautifully. I think she's got great size in her legs. I'm loving the quad sweep. I'm loving the detail in her hip. Beautiful overall size, nice curves. The posing is a little bit off for me. I find her shoulders are not level. This one seems shrugged and this one seems pulled down. So I would relax this back shoulder a bit, pull up the front shoulder, and try to get more of a straight line into the upper body. I think that would really help to highlight the V shape rather than being a slant. And then I think also that would help to have the hand come a little bit further away from the glute and not obstruct her silhouette. Like right now I'm losing the shape of the glute because of the hand. Now I know that it's an angle of where the photographer is, might have been different than right where the judges were, but still, going off of this photo, I would love to see a little bit more levelness in the shoulders and more, I want more visible this gorgeous curve she has in her back. She's got a lot of size in the lat and a lot of size in the glute, and it's tremendous. Perhaps at the end of the day, a tiny bit more conditioning to show off a little bit more of the outlining in the legs, a bit more definition in the back leg, more of that teardrop shape coming through in the kneecap area, I think would be fabulous. There's a look at her routine. Great abs. And the bicep, that really caught my eye when I looked at this picture. All right, and now in first place is Allison, and I cannot get over her physique. She's so lean. Wow. A crazy amount of detail coming through in her legs, in her arms. Her abs are fabulous, so flat and smooth, such a tiny waistline, and you really see that V shape. She's posing gorgeously here. Super level, balanced, equal shoulders, really wide, coming into an extremely narrow midsection, and then a beautiful size to the glute. The hamstrings are perfectly rounded and curved, and a nice amount of definition in the leg with this line coming down to separate out the glute from the hamstring. I think it looks gorgeous. The gloss and the sheen really highlights the quad, this delt. The suit is bright and vibrant with her hair, her smile, her makeup, everything looks so pretty. The only thing I would do differently is to make sure that this suit fits perfect on Olympia show day. I find that it's a little bit loose. There's a bit of bunching here, a bit of skin showing through. So just tailor that in, tighten it up, and I think she'll be outstanding. And if you guys saw my prediction video for Olympia, you know that I have some high hopes for Allison. So this was a great preview of what's to come. And there's a look at her routine. Love the purple. All right, so here's everyone in the lineup. Allison clearly stands out because of her tiny waistline. She looks so V-tapered, and the ratios are crazy. I think Kristen and Jenny have more size in the lats, more size in the legs, but because Allison's waistline is so small, it really makes her look beautifully X-framed. Great conditioning in the legs as well. I think Corinna and Renee need to have more size in the legs, right? You don't want to have that bit of gap, that separation between the thighs. You want so much muscle that there's no space like you're seeing on Allison, Kristen, and Jenny. Beautiful definition on Corinna. I think Renee could have had a little bit more detail coming through, a little bit more height into the shoulders. Allison really, to me, steals the show here because of her crazy overall silhouette. But I'm very impressed by the size on Kristen. And then in the back pose, again, Allison's ratios really stand out. Her waistline is so small. She's got really nice height into the shoulders. Kristen almost looks shrugging here. I feel like she could relax a little bit, try to allow us to see the curve of the shoulders a little bit more. Jenny, super impressive size into the glutes, really nice detail into the adductors. But Allison, man, her conditioning all the way down into the hamstrings looks great, and really nice fullness and roundness in the higher part of her back, particularly the nice height into the delts. I think you definitely see that very clearly, and then with that tiny waistline, it's awesome. Corinna, great detail into the back of the legs, but I still think she needs a little bit more size into the inner thigh. And great shoulders on Renee. Everybody looks awesome, but I do think it was clear win for Allison. And of course, that would put Allison right on the list for our 2025 qualified athletes. All right, moving on to women's figure. In first place, Rejoice. Second, Erica. Third, Andrea. Fourth, Gabriella. And fifth, Kelsey. And then in our Masters 40 plus, it was Esmeralda who came in first place. So we will be sure to take a look at her in a moment. So here's Kelsey in fifth place. And my goodness, does she ever have a great shape. Her V is so clear. She's got such a tiny midsection. Beautiful, round, curvy lats and great size into the shoulders. It's a fabulous silhouette and really nice shape into the legs too. She's got a lot of quad sweep and a lot of detail coming through in the legs. I was going to say that I wish the conditioning was sharper. Like, you're seeing the lines, you're seeing the abs, but I wouldn't mind if the outlining of the delts was just a little clearer, if there was maybe a tiny bit more of that like striated look coming through in the quads. But I do find that in the lineup photo, it's more clear. So in this photo, I would love to see a little bit more, but later on, I think she's perfect. Maybe even just a little bit more gloss to highlight some of the most spectacular parts of her physique, the abs, the obliques, a little more in the quad. And the other thing I would do differently is I would try to pull the triangles in her top really close into the center, as close as she can to this connector in the middle. And then I think it would really highlight how much lat she has. I think just overall, she's got a great shape, a really beautiful silhouette, and she looks amazing. And I love her long, dark hair too. The middle part, the sleek, it just looks fantastic. All right, next and fourth is Gabriella. She looks amazing, really beautiful legs. I love how popped in 3D the definition is, particularly on this leg, though I feel like this leg you're not seeing as much of the detail. Just from a symmetry perspective, there's more definition coming through on this leg than this one. She's got great abs. I love the gloss. It's really highlighting that line right down the middle of her body. Her suit fits her really well, so you're noticing that V taper. She's got great size into the shoulders, though I do feel like she could have a little bit more width into the lats and maybe even a bit more height into the delts. So she's got really nice overall shape, but I just want it to be a bit more of an extreme V. I think she could definitely have a little bit more of that highness into the shoulders and an even more curve into the lats. But her definition looks great. Her suit looks really good. I think the posing is nice. She's keeping the hands nice and high. It's drawing your eye up towards the lats. And just overall, she's got a gorgeous physique. All right, next and third is Andrea. Beautiful shoulders. That's what I'm talking about when I say I want height. You really clearly see the shoulders coming right above the clavicle. It's really clear and gorgeous. Nice curve to the lat, very trim midsection, and beautiful sweep to the quads. She's got some good definition coming through. She's got a lot of mass into the inner thigh. She looks really good. I love that the hair is all to the back. It's off her face. You're just seeing that line of her upper body so beautifully. The suit to me is really nice, vibrant colors. It looks great with her skin tone, but I believe it's not quite on her where it needs to be. It almost seems like the top is a bit crooked, like this side is higher than this side, and then the bottoms are crooked in the opposite way. Like this strap to me seems higher than this strap. So to my eye, it's throwing off the symmetry ever so slightly. Like this shoulder almost seems higher than this one because of how high the fabric is coming up on her top here versus this one. So I would just be really careful of that. Make sure everything is glued in place so that nothing is throwing off the symmetry, the balance. But her physique is stunning. She's got great size, beautiful curves, nice overall shape. I think her conditioning looks good, some good detail coming through, great abs, and the styling is beautiful. Love the pink nails to match the suit. She looks fabulous. All right, next in second is Erica. Wow, is she ever lean. Holy Dinah, the definition in her hip, the line coming down, her calves look so outlined. She is very conditioned. A great amount of oblique definition, and I'm loving how wide her lat looks here. She looks so V-tapered. Your eye really follows the width of her delt, down the lat, down the suit, and then back up to the elbow. It looks awesome. This is a great pose for her. I love that she's got some nice curve into the arm. It's not obstructing the glute. The delicate toe really highlights the quad sweep. She just looks perfect. I love the vibrant, wild suit. It's very eye-catching. It looks great with her skin. Her hair is all off her shoulders, and her shoulders are perfectly level. She's doing everything completely right. The only thing I wish is that there was a tiny bit more fullness into the glute here. I find that she's so lean that there's almost a bit of a groove right here where I'd love to see a bit more curve, like one even rounded shape. Maybe that's something she could just twist ever so slightly more towards the front, or I don't know what she could do, but just a little bit more fullness into the glute is all I'm asking for, because I think she looks insane. But now in first place is Rejoice. Are you kidding me? So much roundness and fullness everywhere you look. Her quads are round. Her lats are round. Her shoulders are incredibly round. Her biceps look curvy and round. Everything is so full. The muscles are really popping right out of her body. The definition is fantastic. Everything is really clearly outlined. There's striations, and yet still really full and curvy. She doesn't look lean and depleted. She looks full and round and absolutely eye-catching. It's gorgeous. Her suit is so vibrant. I love that in this photo it's the exact matching color of the backdrop at the bottom. It looks awesome. Love the big earrings. I love that her hair is off her shoulders, so you see such a great view of these amazing delts. Everything about her looks impeccable. Tiny midsection, really smooth, flat skin, great ab definition. I do notice in a few photos for sure, there's a little bit of difference between the shoulders. Like this shoulder looks a little more round to me than this one. It could just be the angle, but I think she has to be really careful about that both shoulders are maintaining the same symmetrical shape, even in the back pose as well. But overall, man, does she ever look crazy. Just so much round, curvy fullness with impeccable definition. It's just outstanding. Okay, so here's the lineup photo. Absolutely gorgeous. I definitely noticed the V-taper on Erica. I think her waist is so small. Her leg definition looks fabulous as well. But when you look at Rejoice beside her, nobody's really coming close to that size in the quads. Like, check out the sweep here. It's insane, but also the definition. She's got it both. It's fabulous. beautiful overall roundness into the shoulders. I think Andrea could have a bit more size. Kelsey could have a lot more height into the shoulders for sure. When you see Rejoice and Erica, just how much height they have. Gabriella as well, I think, could have a little bit more shoulder and relax the posing a little bit. I find her a bit shrugged here. But I think just Rejoice looks so easy going, very natural, and so round. It's gorgeous. In the back pose, amazing. The size in Rejoice's legs. It's just, no one's coming close to the quad sweep, and the amount of fullness into the adductors, the definition in her hamstrings, right? You've got Erica beside her who has a really impressive back, great shoulders, tiny waistline, but not nearly as much size into the legs like you're seeing on Rejoice. Everybody looks great. Really nice waistline on Kelsey. I think Andrea has a really great quad sweep here. Gabriella has beautiful size into the glutes. Erica looks amazingly lean with really nice lines, but Rejoice is stealing the show with her size, particularly in the legs. And here again is where I noticed the little bit of slant into the shoulders. So I do think she needs to be careful of that, just so that the symmetry is not obstructed. But wow, what a great top 5. And of course, this would put Rejoice on the Olympia qualified list. And let's take a look at Esmeralda, our 40-plus winner. She looks great. Really nice sweep of the quad, great definition in the quads, beautiful curve in her waistline. It really has a great silhouette. What a beautiful shape. Love her hair and her makeup. The suit is very pretty. I love all the little windows on the connectors. The only thing I would do different is I find her suit to be quite teeny, and I would bring the straps in more towards the middle of her body. So rather than being so wide in the V shape, I would bring it more inwards towards the belly button, and then I think it would help to make the V more of a tight V shape. But overall, she looks stunning. Great physique, beautiful posing. All right, women's bikini. In first place, Jordan, second, Wu, third, Lacey, fourth, Brittany, and fifth, Anna. And then in our 40-plus masters, it was Ala in first place. So here's Anna in fifth. She looks amazing. I love her legs. She's got great hamstrings, really curvy. I think where her hamstring and her glute come together, this lower glute here looks awesome. Great conditioning, so you have some nice detail into her hip. She poses this back leg so pretty. I love how really pushed out her ankle is. It just creates a really nice line into her foot. Beautiful calf, beautiful definition by the kneecap in this teardrop shape. She's got a really gorgeously smooth, flat stomach. Nice detail into the serratus. Her lats look really big and posing really well. Like, I noticed she's super turned in her wrist so much that her pinky finger is forward, and it makes her elbow look great. The shoulder looks great. Everything looks awesome. Beautiful roundness into her delt as well. And I like that her arm is just falling delicately to her side. She's doing everything right. I think she looks amazing. Maybe from a tan perspective, a little bit more gloss and sheen. I wouldn't mind if the glute had a bit more highlight, maybe a little more highlight into this front quad, a little bit more on the delts, just to really make certain spots pop. But the suit is great, the hair is great, her makeup looks beautiful, her smile, everything looks really, really pretty. All right, next in fourth, Brittany. My gosh, her ratios are crazy. Her waist is so small, her shoulders are so wide, and her glutes are the widest. So much size horizontally. She's got crazy conditioning. I think she has to be careful with the conditioning. Like, there's detail coming through on this quad. Even her calves look super outlined and vascular. So I'd be really careful not to be too lean and to have a little bit more of that full round shape, just a tiny bit more. But but my gosh, she's so triangular in her upper body, and what a crazy size to her glute. It's awesome. I think because her stomach is so small and she has such a tiny waistline, she could be less of a profile. I would love to see more of her midsection, more of the ab, and be a little less sideways and a little bit more of a 45-degree angle in like her actual stomach, the belly button and the obliques, just to bring that a little bit more forward so that it's less of a super contorted shape being so sideways. I think she could absolutely be a little bit more of like an easygoing, softer kind of a angled pose rather than so sideways. I don't know why. I just think it would look really beautiful, and she doesn't need to be so sideways to show off her waistline. Beautiful suit, great hair. Love the blonde. I think it's very bright, great contrast with her skin, and just overall, she looks amazing. All right, next and third is Lacey. Oh, I love her legs too. Great quad sweep. I love the curve in the back leg. She's got a nice curve to the front leg. It matches beautifully with the curve of her hamstring. And she's got great definition. You got the line in the leg, you got the oblique, but she's not like vascular or overly hard anywhere. It's got a great balance between athleticism and the lines and the softness still with full round muscles. It's gorgeous. She's got a great curve to the glute. I wouldn't mind if she had a little bit more height in the roundness. Particularly down here, she's got some great size and curve on the lower part of the glute, but I think she could have more closer to the strap of her suit, right in here. Beautiful midsection, great detail in her side, nice lat. You definitely notice that triangular shape into her upper body. I would maybe even bring this hand a little higher to bring your eye even more up. I think the elbow could come out a little more. And I notice in the lineup, the elbow is more towards the back corner rather than being straight out to the side. And I think she could definitely be more sideways in this elbow to just pull it up higher, make the elbow more sharp, and then I think that would help to really draw your eye up to the widest part of her upper body and make her really look hourglassy. But I love the curly hair. I love her posing. I think her legs look so good. The way the amount of space she has between her feet is perfect. You have a really nice hamstring, beautiful foot. Everything just looks so pretty and gorgeous, and she looks fabulous. All right, Wu in second place. I twisted the photo a little bit to make sure we see her straight, and she looks incredible. What a great glute she has. There's so much width, but also a great curve starting right from her suit. It looks amazing. Beautiful definition down into the quad, great detail in her midsection. She's got a nice amount of lats, some good size in her arms, though I do think she could have more roundness to the sides of her shoulders here. And I think she honestly could have a bit more quad sweep, a little bit more height and roundness in this back leg in particular. I love the pink suit with the pink makeup. It's very feminine, very pretty. I love the side bang, the swoop. Everything looks great. Her makeup is perfect. I do find that there's almost a little bit of a lean in her pose. I see it more in the lineup picture. So I would just be really careful of making sure the oblique is like straight up and down and not at a bit of an angle with the belly button towards the floor. Try to just keep everything really up. And then the final really minuscule tiny point, it probably doesn't matter at all, is I find that her shoes are too big. I think she could get a smaller size and make the shoes fit a little bit smaller. But that's it. I think she looks really beautiful. What a tremendous second place. And her glutes from behind are exceptional. We'll get there in a second. All right, now in first place is Jordan, and she looks amazing. Extremely lean, for sure. There's a lot of vascularity in the upper body into the abs, so I think she has to be really careful that she's not too lean when it comes time for Olympia, but she looks fabulous. Really smooth, flat midsection. I love the obliques. I love how upright she is. Her suit fits her really well. I love this triangular, the V cut in the front. Looks awesome. It helps to highlight the V shape of her upper body. She's got great detail of the quad here. Really nice definition coming through in the back leg. Just a little bit of detail, but not crazy. Nice curve to the hamstring. She's highlighting her calf really pretty here, and just a really nice curve to the glute. It's just I find with the way she's posing, her stance, the arm coming down as just easy as it is, she looks really natural and easygoing with the posing. So it's just highlighting her shape. Nothing is contorted. Nothing is overly twisted. She's not leaning. She just looks perfect. Exactly what you need to see. A really nice S curve, tiny waist, beautiful definition in the abs, and a great curve to the glute. Really, really stunning. A great color of the suit. Of course, I love the turquoise. Maybe I would put the hand a little differently. I don't know that I'm crazy about the palm facing forward. I think she could perhaps rotate the hand to be sideways, so long as it doesn't do anything funny to the shoulder, because I think her shoulder looks really beautiful here. So overall, she looks amazing. What a fabulous first place to make her way to Olympia 2025. Okay, so here's the lineup. It's a little blurry, I know, but you can see everyone side by side and notice just how beautiful Jordan is posing. She looks really tall and upright. Her legs look great. She's got just the right amount facing the front. Her torso, her obliques, her waistline looks so small, and great curve into the glute. I really like right at the bottom where the glute and the hamstring come together. Nice size and curve into her quad. Here's where I think Wu could have a little bit more size. You can see that the quad could be a bit fuller, and she does look a little bit more leaning forward when you have her between Jordan and Lacey. And here's where I feel Lacey's arm, this back arm, could be pointing less to the corner and more to the side, just to really open up her upper body. Anna looks fabulous. I love the way she's got her leg here. It really shows off this definition by the quad, by the kneecap. Brittany, beautiful shoulders, really nice detail coming down her leg. Right, in the back pose, Jordan impresses me with the curve of her inner leg. I think she's got really nice size here, and it's a good balance with the glute. Wu, I think, is a little too narrow in her stance. Maybe she could just widen a little bit. Just to allow us to see a bit more of an hourglass shape. I just find it's too narrow, and her glutes look so wide compared to the legs. But beautiful delts coming out. I think Lacey's delts look really great here as well. I love that little bit of skin showing. I think it's a very flattering look to show off her tiny waistline. Anna has some fabulous size into the glutes, really nice and wide. Brittany's waistline looks so tiny, really nice V shape. But I think just Jordan has a really natural, beautiful silhouette. Love all the curves. The definition in her tie-ins looks fabulous, and she just stands out to me. So a great win for her. And of course, this would put her on the list for 2025 Olympia. And here's a look at Ala, our 40 plus winner. Beautiful, great suit. I love the black ombre with the fuchsia. I love the thicker strap. I think that's really pretty. It looks so good with her jewelry. Her hair is great off her shoulders. Great delts. Beautiful midsection. The oblique looks fantastic. Nice curve to the glute. Great size into the hamstrings. Maybe she could be a little bit more round into the quad sweep here. And I think she has to be really careful about the shoulder not falling and dropping. Her arm is quite far out to the side, so I think if she just pulled the shoulder up and was a little more level and then let the arm fall more just straight down. Obviously not to cover the glute, but just a little bit less out to the side would be great. But a fantastic first place for her. She looks really beautiful. All right, women's physique. In first place, Yvonne. Second, Ceci. Third, Lexi. Fourth, Jessica. And fifth, Sachi. And then in the Masters 40 Plus, first place was Sachi as well. Very cool. So here she is in first place in the 40 plus, fifth in open, looking spectacular. Her ab definition is incredible. I love the full outlining of her abs. Her obliques are really sharp. The lines in her legs look great and super curvy into her thighs. Looks amazing. Really nice V taper shape. Her lats are big. She's got great height in the biceps. The triceps are full. Just a gorgeous overall shape. The only thing I would do differently is I would extend this leg out a little more. I think she could really amplify and highlight the X by being a bit more on the toe, really extend the leg, show off the quad sweep, and just really reach and make the X super visible. She looks fabulous. Maybe a little more gloss too, to kind of highlight some of these muscles. But beautiful overall shape, great conditioning, great curviness. She looks awesome. All right, Jessica in fourth. That's exactly what I'm talking about by extending the leg. Man, does that ever look good? Just being ever so gently on the toe, the legs a little bit further out from the body. It draws your eye really to that X shape. She nailed it. It looks awesome. What a great sweep she has. Beautiful definition into the quads. This teardrop shape in particular looks good. Her abs look fabulous. Nice detail in the arms. Just beautiful overall. Great size. I'm not crazy about the tan. I think it could be darker. I think she looks a little bit washed out. It needs to have more sheen, more gloss, more highlight, and more richness and deepness to really show off her muscles. And then I feel like the suit could be a bigger contrast with the skin. So perhaps it would be better with a darker tan or just a more contrasting color. I feel like a royal blue would really pop against her skin, for example. But I know it's just a photo. It might have looked completely different in person, but that's the biggest thing that I'm noticing is just not enough of like a pop to her muscles. She looks great. I love that the hair is off her shoulders. She's got beautiful definition, great size, great posing. So this was still a really good fourth place. All right, next and third is Lexi. Love the white suit. It is so bright, really catches your eye in the lineup photo, fits her really well, and she's got beautiful conditioning. Amazing detail coming through in this quad, nice full curve to the hamstring, beautiful roundness to the glute. She's got great obliques, nice ab definition, and I love the outlining of the biceps. She just looks awesome. Great curve in the lats, nice deep, rich tan. Love that her hair is way up in a bun. It allows you to see the traps, the delts, the biceps. Her posing looks great to the upper body. But I wouldn't mind if she could pull in the abs and make her waistline look even tinier. And I couldn't find a photo of her standing more straight on to the photographer with the leg out to the side. I wouldn't mind seeing that on her. I don't know that this particular pose is showing off the X as much as it could be if she was a little bit without the leg crossed in front. But I still think her conditioning is great. Her size is great. Her tan, she looks really awesome. And I do really love that suit on her. It looks fabulous. And you don't see white very often, and she's nailing it. All right, next and second is Ceci. Gorgeous. My gosh, the size in her legs is unbelievable. Really great curves in the inner thighs. Amazing definition coming through in the quads. Really lumpy and big and so many grooves. Lots of detail. Beautiful ab definition, nice obliques, nice small waistline. I think the suit is coming up nice and high to highlight that tininess of her waist. Great colors in the suit. Really, not only do they look nice with the backdrop, but they look great, really popping against her skin. So you just want to look at her and want to look at those beautiful details. Nice curves in the lats, but also some great definition in the lats as well. Her conditioning looks amazing. Nice detail into the biceps, but I think she could have more gloss. There's almost a matteness about her skin, and I wouldn't mind if there was a bit more of sheen and highlighting, on the very peak of the biceps, on the furthest part out of her quads, just to really glow and make us notice certain little spots. But I think her physique is amazing. She's got a great X frame and crazy size. All right, now in first is Evan, and my goodness, those legs. It is unreal. The quad sweep is so good here. She's got such a great curve, great size. It matches beautifully with the size of the inner thigh. So it's just curve upon curve, extremely small waistline, and beautiful definition in the upper body. The sheen and the gloss highlights the bicep, highlights her chest, highlights the obliques, the quads. Everything is glowy and shiny. Her makeup looks pretty. I love all the metallics. Her suit, it just kind of blends in and fades away. It's not overly distracting. She looks like a statue. She's so cool. Her posing is great. I love how high her hands are, how level her arms, the elbows are perfectly symmetrical. She's got this great shape, and it really shows off her tiny midline in the middle. Just a beautiful X. But most of all, it's these legs that catch my eye. That quad sweep is stunning. I love it. All right, here is the lineup. I know everybody's quite tiny. I had to zoom in a lot, but you can see the waistline on Evan is just astonishing. So much definition and such a small midsection. Then her legs are massive. The inner thigh in particular, that quad sweep, she's posing so well to really show off the X. I don't think anybody comes close to the ratios that she has. Ceci has some beautiful size, but she's not as tiny in the midsection. Lexi, I think, has great definition. I just wish she was posing without the leg crust in front so we could see the X a little more clearly. Jessica, the tan, I'm telling you, it needed to be darker, but she's got fantastic size, great shape, beautiful fullness into the quads, and Sachi off on the end looks great as well. Beautiful legs, great abs, but I do think she could have a bigger upper body, more lats, more shoulders when you compare her to the top. And then from behind, again, the ratios on our first place winner, the waistline is so small. Look at the lats are like bursting through her body, so much definition. Lexi, I'm loving her upper back, and she also has an extremely small waistline. She looks fabulous here, but I'm not loving that her leg is coming backwards. It's kind of throwing off this glute. I think maybe having this like more sideways like Yvonne is doing, I think that would be more flattering and maintain more symmetry into the glutes. Ceci, I think, needs to be more up on the toe of one of her feet and just really extend the X. Jessica's doing a great job with the posing, really shows off the smallness of her waist, but maybe the detail could have been a bit sharper coming down into her hamstrings. Even the glutes could have been a tiny bit leaner, I think. Sachi, beautiful definition into the glutes. Those tie-ins are really sharp, but I do think she needs more size into the lats. A great win, a fabulous win for our first place winner. And there she is, added to the list. And then, of course, now moving into wellness. In first place, Lisa. Second, Bruna. Third, Cass. Fourth, Marbelli. Fifth, Jennifer. And in terms of our Masters 40 Plus, we have Ruth. Amazing. So here's Jennifer in fifth place. She looks gorgeous. I love the blue suit. I love her platinum hair. And she has a beautiful silhouette. Nice curve in the arms. I love her triceps. Great lats. Nice small waistline. And a great curve to the glute. Beautiful size into the legs. And nice conditioning. I love the detail in the back quad. I think she's posing really well. The feet are just far enough apart that you have a nice view of the hamstring here. The only thing I would do different is I would get this beautiful hair to the back so we can see the back delt. It's completely obstructed. So I want to be able to see the curve and have more of that wide triangle shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect match to the lower body, of course, but I find that it's just a little bit too hidden here and I'm losing the shape of the upper body. Overall, though, she looks fabulous. All right, next in fourth place, Marbelli. Didn't have her quite in that side pose, so I'm showing you two different photos so you get a view of her physique, and she looks amazing. Great abs, really tiny waistline, amazing curve and size into these glutes. Just incredible. And I'm loving all the detail coming through on her front leg. She's got great size, really nice fullness. The suit is beautiful. Her makeup, I can't get over how beautiful her eye makeup looks. So great. Nice long full hair. She just looks awesome. Great curves and size in the arms, and I think she looks really good in the lineup photo when she's in that full sideways pose. She has a really fabulous silhouette. So a wonderful fourth place for her. I wouldn't do anything differently. Love the suit, love the hair, love the makeup. Her posing looks lovely. All right, next in third place is Cass. My goodness, is she ever pretty? Her cheekbones, her smile, that Hollywood wave to her hair, just a beauty. She's got a great physique. I love the outlining of her delts, nice lat, beautiful oblique, great curve and size to the glute, and I'm loving this definition coming down her quad. She's got a curvy round hamstring, curvy calves, beautiful quad sweep, and some nice definition coming through into the teardrop area here. She looks really lovely, but I do think she could have a tighter midsection, more ab definition, really pull it in, and make her waistline look as small as possible. I think she could have a little more detail coming through. When you compare her to our first place winner, a little bit more leanness, I think, would have been amazing. But her overall style, the look is gorgeous, and I think she's so pretty. The other thing is the suit top is a little bit puckered here, and I feel that this square gem should be more in the middle, and then pull this triangle a little bit more over and this triangle a little bit more over, and then it would be an even better fit. So just, I don't know, maybe a bit more glue or tie it tighter in the back, whatever you got to do just to make sure everything is really smooth and perfect and no flaws, because she's absolutely flawless. Beautiful. All right, now in second place is Bruna. Again, I didn't quite have the side pose, so I'm showing you two different photos, and my goodness, is her waist ever tiny, and what crazy ab definition she has. It looks amazing. Super flat, so tight and lean, extremely conditioned into the quad. Like, look at all that detail, and yet maintaining some nice size. Great quad sweep, great size and curve into the glute. But it's that midsection. My gosh, she's so lean. It looks insane. She's also stunningly pretty. I love the middle part. I love the smooth, shiny, dark hair. The blue suit really pops against her skin. She's just phenomenal. And if you saw my Olympia prediction video, you know I have some really high hopes for Bruna. So amazing to see her doing so well, so close to Olympia. In this front pose, though, I find she's too straight on. I think she needs to be a little bit more sideways to show off that triangular shape in the upper body and to keep more of an angle. But that's it. I think she did everything right, and I'm really excited to see how she looks at Olympia. And now in first place is Lisa. Again, if you saw my prediction video, you know that I really like Lisa, and I think she's going to do amazing. And what a preview this show is for us to see how good she is. So lean, so outlined, and yet so curvy. I don't know how she does it. She has such high round glute, full hamstrings, amazing curvy round quad, but the detail in her hip, the outlining of the glute, the line down the hamstring and quad here, her ab definition, that sharpness in the oblique, she's so tight in the midsection, and man, crazy detail coming through in the delts. Like, she's unreal. Love the red lip. Everything is perfect. Her glossiness, she's like so slick and sleek and shiny, and it's so good. You can't help but look at her. The tan is nice and rich and dark. Everything is amazing. The only thing that I would be really careful of is the shoulders. To me, this shoulder is high and this one's a little bit lower. Like, there's almost a tiniest bit of a lean, as if this arm is pulling her. So I would be pulling this shoulder a little bit more up and back, and then I think she'd be completely perfect. She's amazing. And now when I look at everyone side by side, Lisa and Bruna really stand out for their conditioning in that front leg. The amount of detail in their hips and the line down the quad is unreal. I think the ab definition on Lisa, the tiny waistline on Bruna also stand out. I think Cass and Marbelli need to just play with the angles a little bit more, really pull in the belly button to try to have as much detail coming through on the abs as they can. Jennifer, I feel almost could be a little bit less sideways, like bring this shoulder a little bit more forward and be a bit more 45-degree to show off the triangular upper body. But Lisa, to me, is doing everything right. Her posing looks fabulous, that triangle shape with the lat, the tiny midsection, and the beautiful curve. But Bruna looks amazing as well. Maybe not as much height into this back quad sweep as you see on Lisa, but some amazing size. Wow. But then in the back pose, I think Lisa takes this one. She's so round and curved in her quad sweep and the inner thigh. I don't think Bruna has as much curviness and fullness in the legs as we see on Lisa. And my goodness, what crazy outlining she has. The glutes are completely outlined, and even those hamstrings have a great line coming down. Marbelli has some beautiful definition here, but not quite as much fullness into this lower part of the glute. Cass, I think, has some nice fullness, but not as much detail coming down into the leg and not as much curve into the inner leg. Bruna, amazing. I love the length into her glutes. I love the fullness of her quad sweep, but just when you've got Lisa with so much mass and size, particularly in the inner leg, I don't think anybody can compete with that. She just looks amazing. So of course this would make her qualified for next year's Olympia. And here's Ruth, our 40 plus winner. She looks awesome. Great ab definition, nice curve into the glute, nice curve into the hamstring. I think ultimately she could have a little bit more conditioning just to really show off some of the detail into the legs. And again, be careful with the slanting of the shoulders. Just make sure that the front shoulder is as high and level as the back shoulder so that everything just looks really symmetric. But she looks great. I love that her hair is way off her face. Her suit looks stunning against her tan. Beautiful posing. Amazing Masters 40 plus. And that is it for this recap. There's more shows coming up, more recaps, and of course the Olympia is right around the corner. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at Turquoise Toffee.